Yes, there we go. So the Zombie Bro stream is running for us. Got that right here. I'm just gonna have a little try to see if I can get Jazz stream also on. No, I can just have one stream running. This is the whole secret right here. Okay. So if we want to jump to the other player, we actually need to open up the other stream. And it's gonna stop this stream right here. That's not too bad. And we're gonna have no sound on the other stream, but that shouldn't be too bad here. So we're actually here, the Bloody January tournament. Welcome everyone who came around here, and we'll have a nice day with us with quite a few nice Northgard games, I would say. The first game here will be Zombie Bro and Bash Bob against Nissehult and Jazz. And that will actually be, let me just check for 1 second, the 500 first, that's the team Bash Bob Zombie Bro, against the team, give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it. Nissehult. Oh no, not right away. Maybe have different Steam names. That shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 loading times in here. Like I said, the Steam is a little bit weird. I don't wanna... Okay. Let's just try that again. Whoop. And we should back in the game in no time. It's still the early game though, so it shouldn't be too important. We should definitely not change the stream while important finds, I guess. So Zombie Bro right here is going with the Raven clan, Bash Bob with the Boar clan. So quite interesting what kind of strategy they will be going for here. The Raven already with 2 coasts, how far I can see. That should be a good start in for them. It's not a super great situation, of course, since you could have more coast to just get from, but hey, 3 sheep already there. We're playing it on balanced maps, so the other team should most likely also have 3 sheep on their side. The shipwreck also for the Raven. That can be great for a fast 500 play. While I don't know how much of a sense it actually makes to go for such a play in a team game, I would think that there's something more aggressive going on right here. But we're playing against the stack and the goat, so in general it should be a good idea to go for a more aggressive strategy right there. Since when the goat and the stack can actually build up their eco. The Raven and Boar eco is not bad, but I think they will definitely lack a little bit of eco bonuses against the goat and the stack clan. Since we are still in the early game right here, let's just have a little try to jump over to Jess's stream right here. Whoop. It will be most likely soundless how I had it before. Jump to live, please. Jump to live, please. It's so buggy. You see that? I didn't click anything. I don't know. But there we go. And we also have sound. That's very nice. That's very nice. I like it. And we see here the team of Jazz and Nissehult. I'm just having a little bit of a breakdown by not finding their team name. There we go, Vevarna. Vevarna, actually the first one. One of the first ones that signed up, right? So there we go, Team Vevarna. That's Jazz and Nissehult. I'm going with the goat and stack clan. Goat having here the spawn with the 3 sheep. That's of course very fortunate. And also another sheep on top right there for the sheep clan. That means most likely 2 coasts for the sheep here. It should be not too much a problem. Too much of a problem for the goat clan right here. That actually just has 1 coast. So I'm thinking that Nissehult should have 2 coasts right here. Stack and goat both not too much of clans that actually need sailors to get a good gold economy. They can mostly do it with merchants there. But it's definitely not bad to have 1 or 2 coasts for the more early game. And if you want to go for more aggressive strategies, since when you go for a more aggressive strategy, also as stack or goat player, you will most likely go for a few sailors there, just for their superiority in the early game. He's actually building the war camp on his main tile right there. Means he will be completely not going for a dock on the main tile most likely. Maybe he will be breaking down his scout camp later on and let the stack do the scouting for him. That wouldn't be too much out of the box, because the stack actually can get quite a good stone amount through the feign bonus he will be getting. We have a little connection problem right here. Oh no, we stay on here. I would have just switched over to the other team then right now. It looks like he is actually going for a little bit out of the box strategy here. I like it. I like it. Seeing new strategies here in team games. Yeah, we have a little bit of problems right there. Here you stay. It's always when I say we're gonna switch that is going to run perfectly again. So it's gonna take it right here. It already has 2 sheep, so going for the sheepfold right now. It should be a good decision. Give him a good food boost for the start of the game. I can't really say how Nissehold's position is right now. I think that he is going... that he has 2 shores right there. He should be going for a more aggressive build-up, since in a team game, definitely one of the players should have a little bit gold. But in the first year, it's of course hard to tell, because not a lot of players will actually bank up gold right there. And if they are, you can quite early say that they're going for a more aggressive strategy right here. But in general, doesn't look like too much of a bad start here for player Jizz. I cannot say if actually some bonus sheeps right there. So just right now the number of sheeps are 5 for him. But 5 sheeps is actually a great situation. Like I wouldn't complain. Come on. Let's get Zombie Bro back on the screen right here. The team 500 first. Gonna be interesting. They had now a little bit more minutes. I would think that they now started with the clearing right there. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken there. Found some iron and a lore stone. Could be interesting if they're going for a more defensive strategy, more of a macro strategy to yeah, get the lower win maybe. And maybe not winning it with aggression here, but I think it's mostly about the iron right there. So double dock already in the first year. This is markable. This is definitely markable. Since, like, most of the players would actually go for a stone mine or the other economic buildings before they actually already get the second dock right there. But for me personally, it would say that that he's going for a more aggressive build. Maybe he has a little bit of a another strategical go-to point right there while he's actually going for that. Like, it can be good to colonize more areas with gold, to just have the docks running already for himself. But in general, I would say he wants to have a big gold economy at an early point already. So they are going to start to make a little bit of a clearing here. I don't know if they already did something before. Since he has 2 low villagers, I would say that there were already something going on before. He's actually not killing the sheep, by the way. He's keeping the sheep in his territories to yeah, reduce his wood consumption. That will actually help him quite a bit for the late game. That would actually tell me that he's going for a more more late game strategy right here. But like I said, a lot of players use the things a little bit differently for their strategy. The connection seems to be faring better than James. Okay, I don't know. I can actually say it. The Steam system is not that good. It's really not that good. And it really goes to how your connection to the player itself is. Like, I think it's not too much then about James' connection, and rather about the connection to the player. He's just streaming. But yeah. Nice that it seems to be running here. I hope that it will be running a little bit better for James too. Give him a few good words, because in the last stream I definitely had big problems with the connection too, and we see right here. Yeah, that is a little bit buggy in the Steam stream, but never mind, never mind. The lore looks quite good for the Raven right now. So Zombie Bro on a good counter. Bash Bob on 110 fame. If he didn't went for the middle, I would say that it's a quite high fame count for for a boar right now. Not too sure what his strategy go-to will be. I think we will mostly see what Bash Bob's strategy go-to will be by seeing his altar timing. So that will most likely tell us a lot about what he will be doing, if he will be building an altar, when he will be building that altar. An early altar doesn't mean that he's completely out of the rush. Like there will be no 801 aggression, there will be most likely no early 802 aggression, but you can still go for a quite big end of 802 rush and have the altar just behind you. Maybe have not that big of an all-in army and rather try to rebuild afterwards, but it can help. It can definitely help to rebuild then afterwards with the +4 on every resource. It's just quite strong, but the Borg clan definitely has a lot of other strategy go-tos for in a team game. He could also just completely go for handiwork right there. He will be getting the Spectral Warriors, what is actually a super good thing to have in a team game. You can just throw him into towers. Just right now they will give Bashbob a little bit sorry, of a happiness hole he will be dropping into, since they give you -10 happiness if you have them on your own territory, but usually you will be able to park them on another territory just right next to yours and just get them in to heal a little bit. They have insane resistance, so they are basically the perfect tower tanks, so even better than shield bearers, and always a great thing to grab there. So I see a little bit of an advantage here for Bashbob's team, just for having those Spectral Warriors already. Not even mentioning the lore you can be getting from that tile, and the boar with the lore, of course, always a great thing to have. Let's have a small look into Jizz game. I call him Jizz all the time, I hope that's actually right. Let's see how they made it through the last months right here. The winter should be coming very soon. I mean, we are in the winter already. Just a little bit yeah, confused. But yeah, we're already in the middle of the winter right here, just remember. Has the dock now on his main tile, so actually broke down the scout camp here. The scouting will most likely be done by the Stag clan right here. So actually that's what I thought. Building the second sheepfold here, getting next sheeps to the work. It's quite important here. Actually having a warrior standing around in that tile, I guess, to defend against those Draugrs. It will be to determine if that is actually the best idea to do right here. I'm usually not too much of a fan of permanent armies, but against the Draugrs, maybe it could even help out. I generally would not say that you should do it. But with that number of sheeps, actually it shouldn't make too much of a difference right there. And maybe he just doesn't want to have the Draugr attacker in the tile. He could think about going for those Draugrs, but he will be touching the mid tile then, and that is of course a little bit dangerous, since there could be Valkyrie attacks into your tile. While I actually think there's a cliff cutting the mid off of that tile. I'm not completely sure about it. Yeah, the blue player not in that high of fame count right now, but it doesn't have to mean all too much if you are going for a more aggressive build. Just right now his gold count doesn't look too crazy right here. He has a little bit of an unfortunate situation to have his second stone on Draugrs. For a Goat Clan player, that's not the nicest thing to happen, since you will not really have too much gold in your bank. Like you usually will have as Raven, like I wouldn't call it like too much gold, but you will have enough gold to just spare a few warriors to maybe clear out the tile right there. With 3 Draugrs in there, it's of course not an easy task, but maybe you can get your teammate over. What should be also hard, since you have the Draugr entomb between you both, but it seems to be something happening about that right now. I would definitely recommend to have the teammate with you in there. He's just going back. The Stag actually seems to be going for something more aggressive right here. Oh no, it's for the War Chief, okay. I just thought that the Iron Miners would be running back right now. Oftentimes players do that to just get the 10 iron for a warrior upgrade and then go back, but he seems to have just be going for the War Chief right there. That should help them quite a bit to actually connect their tiles right there. The goat should have enough food to make that possible. Yeah, to just take the tile right away. And the War Chief should be able to tank quite a lot of damage here and make it possible to actually kill this number of Draugrs there. With a little bit of healing, they can think about also getting Blue Hip Stone right there. In general, I think it could be a little bit too slow of an attempt if Zombie Bro and Bash Bob plan to go for something more aggressive right here. And the middle tile is actually the volcano. So no Valkyrs will be attacking you there. Don't you worry, don't you worry. So can actually take the middle tile without thinking about anything. Getting down the brewery. It's always a very important building for the goat right here. May can be a little bit late to build it. I actually also build it around that time. In general, I think I should build it a little bit earlier, but I think he will be just fine with it. Sending the warriors over there to the Dragon attack. Trying to make something happen there. The fame counts going closer together. We see Nisseholt here with 195. Soon be hitting the 200 fame mark. The 200 fame mark for the goat will also be quite important to upgrade the tools. Maybe of the woodcutters, he is working quite a few of those. But in general, he should be thinking about getting up his gold economy here, because I think that Zombie Bro and Bash Bro have something planned. Have something planned right there. There we have the upgrade, going for Carpentry Mastery. And having his tool upgrades right there. Let's go over to Zombie Bro and Bash Bob again and see what they are planning. And most importantly, check the gold count of them, since we didn't check for the half the year of 801, and that is usually the time where you will be starting to get your gold stock together. Gonna be interesting how much there is already. We have 270 gold for Zombie Bro. This is actually not too crazy of an amount that says that he's definitely going for a more aggressive plan right here. But just looking at the map, for Ragnarok is actually quite close together, and you can reach your opponent without sacrificing all too much, so going for a more aggressive strategy should actually be cool. Hey Jace H. Jin, what's up dude? Yeah, I will be greeting you here 3 minutes later, since we are working on a 3-minute delay to prevent cheating. But hello man, hello, welcome. Welcome. And a little bit of bad weather here. The War Chief just came out to defend against the Draugr attack. Should be very, very good for... Yeah, you see, they don't go really for a more aggressive strategy, since he just upgraded a few buildings to spend gold there. But it doesn't mean that it's not an aggressive strategy. It will just not be something that will be happening at the end of 801 or at the start of 802. If they plan on doing something aggressive, it will most likely be around the 803 or the end of 802. I just think it's a little bit remarkable that Bash Bob doesn't have his altar up right now. While we could have missed it, like just when we changed over to another stream, just right in that moment there could have been the altar of Bash Bob right now. His fame count actually tells me that he should have the altar built already. It is already quite high. Maybe we see the victory screen at some point, then we can definitely say if he has it up already. Oh, we get a little bit lucky by Zombie Bro just going down to Bash Bob and see if the altar is up already. And no, it isn't. Bash Bob actually going for sailors here. That seems to be a quite aggressive strategy. Here for Bash Bob. I think he's just messing up the gold. You saw the upgraded sailors right there. This is not something you will see often on board, but if you are going for a very aggressive strategy with getting a lot of gold together for a good push, this is definitely something you will see oftentimes in team games, just because the sailors, you will have them from the start of the game anyways, and transitioning into merchants can be quite costly, and if you don't want to spend that cost, you're just gonna run with the sailors you already have, get the upgrade in there, and basically just get one more will in there. It will already be very good. Also, you will be getting lore on top that can be very helpful to hit the Yod's Blessing at a good timing. Maybe get a few upgrades through that if you cannot reach your iron, even though Bash Bob already has his iron locked down. It is Zombie Bro that is lacking it right now, but he will also hit Yod's Blessing in a moment right here. Shouldn't be too long for him anymore. Mining the stone at the coast. That will be interesting for our stack flyer right here. But how it looks right now, the Raven will at first scout out all the areas that are coastal. So how we can see on the minimap right there, we have one blue area and we have two gray areas already scouted out for the team right there from the exploration. We know that Bash Bob should have one coast, because the blue player has just one coast, and Zombie Bro has 2 coasts. That means that the stack must have 2 coasts. So we can see on the minimap that the stack doesn't have stone on coasts right there. It is actually quite important, because Zombie Bro could raid those tiles, could get a lot of stone of it, and just pressure the tile by not losing too much, since when you get stone for pressuring the tile, it's quite helpful. Zombie Bro seems not to be going for the exotic goods build right here. Now starting to a little bit more bank up the gold. I think at least. Has his Yord's Blessing come in. Getting for the second wood camp right now. A little late if you ask me, but I think if he got until now with that strategy, he must be good with his wood there. Maybe he just started a little bit earlier. Already upgrading his warriors right here, so maybe expecting an attack in the winter. That could be possible. Since you have the stack clan on the other side. The stack clan definitely capable to do something aggressive out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere. Yeah, let's just take this little lag as an opportunity to jump over to the other stream and see what they are doing, because it's gonna be quite interesting how their gold counts are looking like. The goat clan always, if you let them alone for enough time and they can make the transition into merchants quite easily, you can stand against quite a big gold count after a quite short time actually, because this double merchantile of the goats is definitely no joke, and you can have the merchants like all the time just because of the sheeps you have working all the time. Guess just going for his iron right here. The gold count is not looking too intimidating, while it's not looking too low, right? He's also going with +9. I think on Zombie Bro we just had +12, +13. We're not that crazy higher. And the gold count, of course, we're a little bit higher, but we still have the villages of the goat right here. Can't quite recall. He still has 2 warriors out and is just healing them. Like, you know me personally, I'm not too much of a fan of it, but a lot of players do it actually. While the healing in general. Having the warriors out, for me, not the perfect idea right here. Just because they could go for the economy. But he definitely has them in tiles where he has no tower settled. So if he does it for... yeah, if he actually sets them there to not have a tower around, that could be a good idea here for him to actually have a warrior out instead of a tower. Even though that I'm still more of a fan to actually have the villagers out. The brewery is running here for the goat. The stone economy is not looking too good because the tile is just locked down by the Draugrs. They didn't... is it broadcasted in Steam, dude? Yeah, it is. It is, definitely. See, it's like... it's not the best connection right here. But yeah, trying to make it happen here is not too bad. Yeah. The War Chief didn't came over here to clear out the Draugr tile. It could have been super helpful for the goat, in my opinion. We already see 1 market up in that tile. Maybe later on going for a second market in there. Like not the second market, like a market actually, since there's a trading post built in there. But yeah, just taking full advantage of the merchant buff you can be getting out of there. As a goat, I think it's super important. And there's the War Chief for the goat player. We still have 2 warband here for the goat player. While they didn't spotted any scouts, there might be no reason to really overreact and rather play the game like you want to. We already have 1 upgraded sheepfold on the silo tile with the fishers. This looks really juicy right here. The winter shouldn't be too much of a problem for him, and we can see -2 food for all the winter. It's just quite crazy. The goat is doing his stuff here, and just realizing that Bash Bob has the ancient graveyard. That should already give you a little bit respect at this point. You can see that Bash Bob has quite a few upgraded gold buildings right here. So I can imagine that their team already is on a quite good gold count right now, and I will be switching over to them right now. Because I think there could be an attack happening through this year, and maybe we can yeah, check a little bit into the chat. Maybe they will be chatting with each other and coordinating the attack. 260 gold before the winter, now on 370. Still not super crazy, but enough to make something happen, and maybe Bashpop even has a little bit more in stock right there. And therefore they didn't went too much all in right now, so even though their warbands are also not too high, they're just working on it. They didn't went completely all in for that, so if their attack wouldn't work, they could still have an economy that drives them to the victory right here. It's the earthquake happening. It's of course a little bit unfortunate there. I don't think that the Zombie Bro team, the 501st, so Zombie Bro and Bashpop, actually have a path into the other player's base right now. Team Vevarna definitely has a path into the other base right now, so that could be a quite important thing to note here. We can't really say in which position the stack clan is right now. It could be, yeah, just banking up all his gold for all the time and have quite a intimidating gold count right now. While I'm not really thinking so, it's still a possibility, because it's always quite hard to say on which gold count the stack actually is right now. Bashpop just on 340 fame right now. The stack and the goat clan actually, yeah, going quite hard into the fame right here. Of course, like the more yeah, the clans that are more on economy right here, so just meant to be a little bit higher in fame right there. Of course, the stack clan also getting always a little bit of bony through the happiness. Also, when you get your skulls out, you will be get a little bit of a fame bonus. Doesn't really tell you, doesn't really boost you too much in front of players when they really have a superior spawn to you. But if you have the same spawn position, usually you can bank on the stack, having a little bit higher fame count right there. So it shouldn't be all too intimidating here to Bashpop, while he's just going straight to the 300. If he hits the 500, it's actually getting more and more dangerous here for Team Bashpop and Zombie Bro, because from that point they can actually start producing gold in a crazy rate. And I don't know if the Boar or the Raven clan, how it looks right now with only dogs, can actually hold up this gold economy. But they are getting quite a lot of gold together, so they might be trying to close out the game before this even happens. They see that they're getting scouted by the Ray player, and I think they're now thinking about to clear out the tile that connects them. To have a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more team game there going on. It's of course a little bit unfortunate if you are split like this, because yeah, you cannot clear together. In general, you have more and more problems to help your teammate there, and even if you get rushed and you are not connected, man, it's one of the worst things that can actually happen. And hi, Ninja Rabbit, what up, dude? Yeah, we're just working on a delay here, so you will hear me saying hi 3 minutes later. But yeah, welcome, dude, welcome, dude. 600 gold right now for Zombie Bro. This is quite a high number, I would suggest. I wouldn't actually say that it looks like they want to go this year, because he's just building another market. He's not that high on the food count right now, and I don't think that he were going for fur coats right there. So, hard to say. If they would be... Oh, okay, there's another camp. There's actually another camp. Maybe it were a little bit of a miscommunication right here. He just builds the other camps. So changed his mind about the markets there. I just thought, like, if they would be going for an attack, it would make no sense to just invest 160 gold into gold economy right now. And you should rather, like, not have woodcutters then and set the villagers into something else there. But here's already a few warriors. Maybe just trying to clear out the Northgard right there. I actually don't really think so. I think it will be an attack that will be going on. Bashpop has a big army right there already. So I guess we will be seeing an attack right here. Can't really see the full numbers there. We have 15 warriors. I can actually see it. 15 warriors in total. So 5 by Zombie Bro here. And 10 by Bashpop. 15 actually. And both of the war chiefs out. That is actually the same thing for the other team right here. But if they can enter the blue player star right here, how I just think it will happen, That will hurt him quite a bit, since if the blue player is still down to 2 warband, yeah, he will have quite some problems to defend that, to say the least. He's just upgrading a few more camps right here. It helps out to get more attack on those warriors, while I would just suggest to go for a few more warriors. Also, watch out a little bit about your food economy right here, but he should have enough villagers in general to make his food economy like even out again by just getting a few sailors back or things like that. Just right now, it looks good for them. It looks good for them. They have a big army in the tower of their enemies. It's a late 802 rush. Quite strong with around 20 warband, getting more and more. Maybe even a little bit of an overconvert here by Orange, but if they can close out the game with this push, it doesn't really matter too much. They just need to get onto the last tile before Orange actually starts starving here. Zombie Bro starts starving here, sorry. There comes a little bit army out for the Jess right here. The sheeps are now getting slaughtered. I forgot about those, so this is actually super good of an idea to slay the sheeps at this point right there. I thought about why he weren't slaughtering these a little bit earlier into the game, but maybe he were already thinking about doing this at this stage of the game. We have quite some warband here for the blue player, so they worked on it. It's not 2 anymore. I think I saw at least 8 warriors there for the blue player. It shouldn't be enough to completely defend here, but with the help of villagers, it can actually be a quite close fight here. Stack Clan definitely needs a little bit more army to help his mate out here. I hope there's something running in, but the minimap doesn't actually tell us too much here, so we have actually just 2 warband for the Stack player. Won't be enough to help out this teammate here. The goat should definitely get back his villagers here. I don't know if he has the defensive strategies of the goat clan. But yeah, this fight should actually be a win for Zombie Bro and Bash Bob here. Yeah, nice, going for the loss while the fight. Still, you always get quite a payout for this. Now the villagers stringle in 1 by 1. That shouldn't be too good here. Like, if you have them fighting for the same time, they can be a little bit of a meat shield for your warriors, but right there. But the warrior damage is already dead, and now the villagers come in to basically just die afterwards. Yeah, that won't most likely work out. Should be a wonder if it work out, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. Nah, I think that should be Jazz dead here. Killed by Bash Bob and Zombie Bro. Quite good 802 rush right there. It's gotta be determined what Nisseholt is doing right here. Is he just building up a few war camps? Maybe he has more gold in stock and he's just missing the war camp right here to get the new army out. But yeah, we still have too many people alive there for Bash Bob and Zombie Bro. So they might get pushed out again, but I still think if they could get pushed out again by a maybe appearing grey army, that could still come. That could still come. Oftentimes players have a lot of gold but don't have the warband there. They would be able to just come back here. But it seems actually that the Stack player doesn't have any warband anymore and cannot defend his fellow mate right there. That's sad, of course, but it were a very good 802 rush. So very nice here by Bash Pop and Zombie Bro. Nicely executed, and there's the GG, well played. Very nice game. Very nice game. Zombie Bro just hitting the Jarl here. Could just start to get out his raids. Now he starts starving. That is a good timing. That is a good timing. And we have a first winner here. The team, the 501st by Bash Bob and Zombie Bro. Proceed into the next round. Congratulations, man. Really nice game right here. Really well executed 802 rush. Very nice to watch. Really had a nice time right there. And yeah. Also, thanks to Jazz and I just need the stack name for a minute. Nisseholt. Jazz and Nisseholt for joining up here. Really nice game there too. Maybe gone a little bit too greedy here for going it against the team game. in a team game where oftentimes aggressive things can happen. But other than that, if the attack from Bash Bob and... sorry, man. So many names. So many names. Just gotta close it up here. Yeah, if the attack from Bash Bob and Zombie Bro wouldn't have worked out like that, it could have gone definitely quite different here. I'm gonna leave Zombie Bro alone, so leave his privacy.